Gil Martin here, and welcome to the Daily Packers Post. This is episode number 9, and it's always great to talk a little Packers football with you. Remember, you could check out all of our content at www.thepackerspost.com. Big game on Sunday. Minnesota Vikings coming to town. First division game of the year for the Green Bay Packers. As of right now, we're still not sure whether or not Jordan Love will be ready to go on Sunday and face the Minnesota Vikings. But considering that the Packers said both last week and the week before that Love was close to being ready to play, and how he looked in warmups before the Titans game, I get the feeling that it is more likely than not that Jordan Love will be under center against the Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field on Sunday for week 4. But here's one of the things, regardless of who starts at quarterback, this is going to be a special game. Why? Well, it'll be the first game back at Lambeau Field for former Packers running back Aaron Jones. And look, you could talk all you want about what Aaron Jones did for the Green Bay Packers over the 7 seasons that he was with the team. He went over 1,000 yards 3 times in his career. He led the NFL with 16 rushing touchdowns back in 2019. He became a great receiver out of the backfield, becoming a weapon, not just running the football, but catching it. Had 59 catches, for example, in 2022 with the Green Bay Packers, 6 touchdown passes and catches rather in 2021. And we watched as Packer fans Aaron Jones develop from a rookie who was filling in and admirably doing the job when injuries struck to the players ahead of him on the depth charts, to the guy who by last season, 2023, was a difference maker for sure for the Packers offense. I mean, when he was healthy, the offense was that much better. And the Packers stretch run, not coincidentally, coincided with Jones not only being healthy, but really starting to get things into gear. It was a big, big difference down the stretch. Aaron Jones in the last 3 games of the season, all of which the Packers won, and all of which the Packers needed to win in order to make the playoffs, gained 127 yards, 120 yards, and 111 yards. And then in the 2 playoff games, first the win against Dallas, then the narrow loss against San Francisco, 118 yards and then 108 yards. And again, clearly, Aaron Jones was, when he wasn't in the lineup, there was a dimension missing from the offense. Now, unfortunately, Aaron Jones already took a pay cut before the 2023 season, did not want to take another one when the Packers asked him to renegotiate his salary cap number down. They could not reach an agreement. Jones is let go. He becomes an unrestricted free agent. And of course, like so many ex-Packers, he ends up signing with the Minnesota Vikings. And let's face it, Aaron Jones is off to a pretty darn good start with Minnesota. He gained 94 yards rushing in his first game, 102 yards rushing last week against Houston. And he really, again, is getting the job done for the Vikings, who are 3-0, just like he did last year and many, many other years for the Packers. But the thing about Aaron Jones, I think more than anything, is that this is going to be an emotional game for Packers fans and for Aaron Jones. And what we saw over the years was that Aaron Jones became a part of the community in Green Bay. He was very involved in charity work and off the field work, and was always upfront and honest with his with the fans and with the teammates. And Look, when his father passed away as a result of COVID in 2021, and we all know how close he was with his father, he absolutely, we all sort of shared his pain and felt uh, empathy for Aaron Jones because he really did become a member of the community in Wisconsin and in Green Bay in particular. He was always an all out effort guy. You love to see him develop. One of the things that did prevent him from getting more playing time as a rookie was his inability to protect the passer. And obviously, with Aaron Rodgers and later with Jordan Love, protecting the quarterback is important, picking up blitzes. And at 5'9, 208 pounds, Aaron Jones, a blitzing linebacker, is coming at him at full speed, is almost always bigger and heavier than he is. It was not an easy thing. But we saw Jones put in the work and really grow into a well rounded player who could run, who could pass protect, who could catch the football. And he just really was the kind of guy who was respectful, hardworking, community oriented, family oriented. He was the kind of guy who, you wanted in many ways to be a role model and just a likable, kind of a guy. He grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan. His dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan. He's from Texas originally. And we saw anytime that Aaron Jones played against Dallas, the emotion was there. He was able to raise his game to another level anytime he faced the Dallas Cowboys. And you kind of go back and look at the career numbers. He faced the Cowboys 4 times, 3 in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. He went over 100 yards in all of those 4 games. He scored 4 touchdowns in one of those regular season games and 3 touchdowns in the playoff win over Dallas a year ago. Clearly, he was able to take his game to the next level. When there was more emotion involved, he was more involved. And believe me, there is going to be more emotion for Aaron Jones on the field on Sunday when he takes on the Packers as a member of the visiting team for the first time in his career. It will be vital for the Green Bay Packers to slow down Aaron Jones. He is not usually easy to stop, but preventing him from having one of those multi-touchdown, 100-yard games and making the Minnesota Vikings offense more one-dimensional is going to be a challenge. Now, the Packers defensive line, I think, has a big edge interior-wise. I think Kenny Clark, even though he's been slumping a bit this year, certainly can be, he certainly has an edge over the interior offensive linemen on the Minnesota Vikings. I think TJ Slayton needs to pick up his game a little bit, but he also can have an edge. And certainly Devontae Wyatt, who has been playing very well this year for the Packers. This gives them an edge in the middle. And then you got your linebackers, whether it's Quay Walker, whether it's Edgerrin Cooper, who should be seeing more playing time, whether it's Eric Wilson, whether it's Isaiah McDuffie. These guys are going to have to come in and fill. And don't be surprised if Jones is very involved in as a receiver as well as a runner. So slowing him down is going to be vital. And Jones is going to be extremely ready for this football game. I think he'll get a very warm welcome at Lambeau Field during pregame introductions, maybe the first time he steps onto the field when the Vikings offense takes the field. And after that, he's another guy in a purple sweater, and Packer fans will root for the Packers to stop him until obviously he faces some other team. And, I think years from now, Aaron Jones is a first ballot Packers Hall of Famer. He's going to come back to Lambeau Field, God willing, in the future and get a very warm welcome from fans, and he will have that great relationship with the fans going forward. But Sunday, after the introductions, Packer fans can't root for him. They know that. And hopefully the Packers will be able to take care of business against Aaron Jones and find a way to beat the Minnesota Vikings. I'm Gil Martin. We are here many times a week on the Daily Packers Post. And for everyday in-depth daily coverage of your Green Bay Packers, head over to thepackerspost.com. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. Go Pack Go.